Hey, Robert, I have your CV over here. Um, First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Iván Campaña. I work for GeoMedia. Uh, have you heard about the company? Do you have any idea about what we do, what we handle?
Hi, Ivan. Hey. Yeah, actually, I made a little research about what the company does and also some apps that you already deployed and also have, right? These websites. I hear about you guys before apply from a friend. So that is the reason actually why I'm applying.
Okay. Do you have an idea of the specifics for the job or something that caught your attention?
I guess that is the mm, how to say this, the find a path, to keep improving, learning more technologies. Also, I know that you are using some stack that I already know, but like a new company, maybe there is something new, something interesting that I could learn as well.
Okay. Then let's just go over the some general questions that I have. Then I will try to go deeper into kind of the tooling set that we have and the
Awesome.
specific questions related to the position. Okay. So first of all, I'm looking for a front-end engineer. We are working with React, Node.js, and also a little bit of Scala. But that's something we use only for the backend. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get some of those. And could you tell me a little bit about yourself? Because I'm looking at your LinkedIn uh, profile, and there's not much about what you do, what kind of technologies you handle. Uh,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I already have, sorry, I already have like 8 years of experience. I started working for companies here in Ecuador, making and supporting these kind of ERPs, softwares. What else? Then after like 4 years, I move on to start my career as a front developer, looking for companies in the USA, and also making my own projects and working as a freelancer in my half time, And what else about my knowledge, my tech skills? Yeah, I already know React.js. I know Node.js as well. And about Scala, but sadly, I don't have experience in Scala, but I am open to learn and also as soon as possible help you guys with that.
okay, so would you consider yourself a full stack engineer or not?
Yes, I think so. Also, actually, the last company that I had that role working in the front side with Next, React, and in the back end in AWS, microservices, Lambdas with Python, with Node.js, DDBs like Dynamo, uh, NoSQL DDBs, and also I have certifications for SQL DDBs like SQL Server.
Um, what do you think it's your strongest language as a developer?
I guess right now JavaScript because
Yeah.
I'm so involved in the front side. I guess like a full stack developer, we are, as you know, working in all the places, right? But front side has been more than the others.
Okay. Have you ever built something from scratch?
Yeah, for sure. Um, Free independence works related with little companies that maybe needs an API, sorry, an app, or maybe supporting in the backend, or just little changes in from scratch. Do you ask, right? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from scratch.
I mean, yeah, for little companies, something like apps. Also, by the way, also I know Flutter, so I made a mobile development for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Something just general. Do you prefer to work with small, medium, or big companies?
I guess medium. When I, well, oh, sorry, what was the question? The last one? Sorry, or
Yeah.
in
What's
my
your preference
in my
on
career?
no,
Oh, okay.
in general?
I guess
What do you
I,
prefer?
I guess medium because this is the exactly the exact point when you can uh, has this kind of opportunity to see what is the technologies that the company gonna improve or are working on. Because for some reason, I mean, I worked in big companies at my first steps, and they were so um, custom to use these old technologies or some technologies specifically that they were not looking for improving. It's something like, I know this, but I don't need this kind of.
Okay, got it. So let's jump to some other kind of questions.
Mhm.
Uh, what are the sources you use for new information? How do you keep up to date with new tendencies?
Oh, good question. I actually follow a lot of people, tech people. I mean, people in tech, right? In Twitter. Also, I read forums in Medium. It's a good place to find good lectures. And for example, if I try to learn more about Node or learn tricks for JavaScript, or JavaScript is developing new stuff, right? Like these maps and tuples, I guess. So I'm behind of that right now to keep learning.
Mm, got it. So let's do something. I'm gonna ask you something related to the projects you might have handled. Could you tell me about a project that went really bad, that it was awful? You had a really bad experience. What would you do if you could go back and change?
Oh, well, that is actually a good question because I had something comes to my mind very quickly. At some point, I had to implement an authentication system uh, in Cognito, something in AWS. Is an app that manage the authentication. It's pretty straightforward. But I think that the way that the project wants to handle, I mean, not the project per se, the CEO wants to handle the users. I didn't get it at all. Maybe there was some misinformation that I start to assume some things, you know. Maybe I could uh, invest more time to solve my questions that I assume as my answers or their answers. And well, I could save a lot of time. Also, I could save a lot of hotfix. So, well, I guess that I learned from there. And so was good because I learned to deal with this kind of stuffs. But that is one of those scenarios.
Got it. Now let's try the opposite. Tell me about a project that went really well that you were really proud of, and what was your contribution to it?
Oh, sure. Mm, well, I can name one. We implement something related with the Google Maps, and actually in the same company. And I guess that I could be a little bit proud of that because was really quickly. The documentation actually was there, and I I edit in just one day. Uh, and because I had all aligned, all the specifications, all what they want, I could do it. I could do it quickly. Right. So in just 2 or 3 days, we made a complex map with so many pins and you know a pretty good interface for the user.
Okay. Let's try with a different kind of question right now. And this is more connected to the technical side. Do you know what a regression is? Could you explain it to me?
Regression. Yeah,
Regression.
sorry.
Regression. Yeah.
Regression. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I understand that that means when, for some reason, we solved something, right? Yeah, at some point in our timeline. But then suddenly 2 months later or 3 months later, we found or we have the same issue. So this is maybe because something touched anything that was that triggered the same problem. So that is what comes to my mind now.
Okay. Have you worked with any testing tools or test-driven development?
Yeah, actually, I like to use PyTest in the backend when we need to do something like unit testing, and also
Mhm.
when I want to improve or use end-to-end testing, I use Cypress. Really good.
Okay. Since this role is connected to the front end, I want to make a couple questions related to that. So, uh, what actions would you take to improve the performance of a web page? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Mm, well, I guess that we need to check how is the site loading, what are those maybe import imports that are affecting the performance of the site, right? And also, I guess that then take a look at what is the stack that they are using, maybe libraries that are very hate that are affecting the performance, and keep moving, keep checking what is happening from the general to the specific.
Um, have you ever worked with the Redux for front end?
Yeah, actually I did it, but no much, to be honest.
Okay, but could you give me an explanation or about where you could use that or when that would be a good use case for that?
Yeah, for sure. I understood that Redux is like a handler of the status of your application. It's pretty good for React. So you have isolate the status, the state actually of your app.
Mhm.
So for example, if you have so many components and you can isolate the status per one, right? And this is very helpful because as you know, in React, you have to handle the state, but you can do it at the React component level, or maybe isolating just one place where you could see what exactly happened with the status without affecting the UI. I mean, if you try to make this kind of layer.
Mhm. Okay. Do you have any information or any idea about web vitals?
Web virals.
Mhm.
No, I'm so sorry about it.
No, it's okay. It's just like bonus points if you know. Um, some other question. Do you know what lazy loading does? I mean, sorry, what lazy
Lazy,
loading does? Lazy loading does
lazy
whenever
load.
you are trying to load a component inside your web page using React.
Oh, good question. Actually, not sure. Not sure. Maybe I could invent something, but something that comes to my mind is that this is a loading as soon as the request comes. So
Mm, not exactly. I could give you some pointers. I could give you some information about it so that you can
yeah,
do your
great.
own research. So
Sounds good.
I'll send you that after the call.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, two two last questions I want to check with you. Uh, could you tell me what's the virtual DOM and why do we use it in React?
Virtual DOM. Yeah. Well, actually, the virtual DOM is like a no image, but it's a layer between the DOM and also the components of React, where this is the place where React interact, sorry, before to make changes in the DOM.
Um, I think that's it for the technical part. What I wanted to get from you. So I'm just gonna do one last question. Just going to make a one final
Sure.
question, and then you have a couple minutes to ask anything you want to know from the company, or if you have any questions regarding your role. So how do you manage your work-life balance?
My work-life balance. Um, we're speaking generally, making a mix between my life, personal life. Well, I
And
guess
your
that,
work?
yeah, well, what I does daily, I mean, in the weekdays, is go to the gym and back to make some coffee, and then go to the work. Respecting the schedule that we defined. Yeah. So this is, I guess that this is important because this is the moment when you as company as are expecting many stuff from me. So this is the moment that I need to avoid make this kind of mix with my personal life. After that hours, yeah, uh, I'm stay with my family and keep doing my life.
Yeah, I myself normally try to go out to take out my bicycle or try to hit the gym every couple days in a week. So yeah, I totally get it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Do you have any questions regarding the company? Something you want to
Yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I understood what is Joe Media, uh, but I would like to know if all the apps or this web that you create, guys, are using the same stack, or or maybe the the vacancy that you have right now is pointing a specific product.
Okay. So our company handles several magazines. If you have heard of them, like Gizmodo, Lifehacker, Kotaku, Jezebel, and we handle about 5 million users per minute. So it's a lot of concurrency, and we have a single source of truth. So it's a single application
Oh,
which is
okay, awesome.
distributed. Yeah, it works along in a distributed cloud. So yeah, we handled everything from there, and the internal structure is working with microservices. So all the
Great.
different nodes that are being fed with the information get it from a specific microservice. So
And
that's pretty much the structure.
all right. And in this part, do we have, I mean, you have guys, CI/CD, all this stuff, all this flow is made.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're using Jenkins for that.
oh, okay. Okay. I had experience with Circle CI, but I guess that's pretty similar, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The whole idea is the same.
Oh, okay. Good. Good. And how is about the people? All of you guys are from Latin America or maybe part
Mm,
some
mm,
guys from.
Yeah, no, we are a distributed team as well. So there's a part of us that are living here in Latin America. We are a couple guys from Ecuador, a couple guys from Argentina. The rest of the team is in New York, on this side of the continent. The other side of or the rest of the team is on Europe. So we have some guys in
Oh,
Hungary. There are some guys in Russia as well. So
oh,
yeah, we
nice.
are a little bit all over the place.
I could learn Russian, I guess.
Well, we get a couple words here and there.
Awesome. And these guys in Russia, it's not generating sometimes maybe lacks of communication or maybe extra hours of work because
No, no, not at
it gets
all. We are
oh
we have like different teams. We communicate within each other, but each team handles a different feature set or a different task at a time. So we only get together every now and then.
great. Awesome. Well, I guess that's it from me. That are all my questions. Um, and well, I'll be waiting for your answer then.
We'll do. I'll send back my feedback and get back to you.
Great. Awesome. Bye.
Yes. So, guys, that was actually a real interview. I
Okay,
Very
I think
good.
excellent.
we've
I
I
will
think
have
we
a there a vacancy in geo media. Sorry,
actually, yeah, we are meeting a couple guys.
I will write you inbox.
That was
Yeah, we forgot. Yeah, we forgot to say that. It's for real. I'm the guy interviewing people for the media. It's not
oh,
a
Yeah.
joke.
I already
I'm
did that at the beginning. Don't worry, I took care of
okay. Okay. Just want to clarify.
Did
Yeah.
did I
So,
pass? Did I pass?
Yeah, probably you need
Yeah.
to study. You
Mm,
need to study a couple of things, but uh,
yeah. Lazy React.
yeah. So
Googling.
let's talk about the questions. Um, let us know. Raise your hand. What surprised you? Uh, what what did you didn't know you could do during an interview? Share your feedback about this experience.
if you can raise your hand.
Yes. Thank you, Juan. Go ahead. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Sorry. The situation was a good scenario, but what about is in the part or the interview? I don't know. Maybe uh, the person who is interviewed don't know about a specific topic or issue. How you try? How do you try to manage this kind of question? Because in my situation, one day in an interview, the Hindu or India, how do I say?
Indian. Yeah,
Indian
Indian.
Indian.
asked
Indian.
me something I never I never heard. I know it in other language with other name, but in a specific language, I never heard about this topic, and I don't know how to act, how to say what do I need to say to don't look embarrassed. I don't know how to express. And how you try to manage this situation when you don't know something.
Yes. Okay, so before you answer, Ivan, just a second. So let's also practice concise questions. Okay. So you could just stop at what do you do when you don't know the answer of a question? Okay, Juan? And this is for everyone. Let's practice being very direct since this is how you're going to engage with companies. Okay, now go ahead, Ivan.
Okay, I'll try to make it quick as well. First of all, never lie. Never ever lie. If you don't know something, tell him that. Like, hey, I'm not sure. I don't have a clear idea. And if possible, if you can give an option, like, but I think it's connected to this. I think it could be done with this tool, but do not try to guess. Be honest. Go ahead and say you are not sure about that. Because if you try to lie, I'm gonna notice it right away, and that's even worse.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, and something important that it's kind of connected. It's okay not to know something. For example, out of all the questions I have, I know there are some questions that are really hard, and only a few probably are going to be able to answer those. But it's okay. If someone is able to answer those, I'm like, great, this is a really really good guy. But if not, it's like, okay, he needs to do the research, or he needs to learn a couple things, but that's something I can handle. So focus on the engineering part of the things. So make sure you have your concepts real clear. That you know the basic stuff. That's something you have to be really sure about. Okay?
Yes, because I hear about this. The a normal name is serialized and deserialized, but in this specific language, Python, he asked me about pickle on pickle, and for me, I never, and for
Yeah,
me, I
like
never heard
pickling and
about.
unpickling.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
after the interview, I know it's like serialization. I know how this is serialization, but I don't know this specific name.
yeah, but do you know why it was important to him?
No.
Because he needed someone with a lot of experience with Python.
Okay.
It might not be as important for the rest of the people, but for him, for that role, it was really important that you would be able to handle all of those concepts. So yeah, it depends on the role on the company.
Mm.
If it's a role where they say, hey, you can learn Python with me, that's one thing. But if they want a senior person with a lot of experience with Python, yeah, then it's gonna be difficult.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan, because I also want to acknowledge the participation part. So it is really important for you to ask questions when someone asks you, "Do you have any question?" In this case, Rostan, with this example, he did, and he asked a lot of questions, which is good. So this is the same case when you have to participate in class, because this is the time for you to practice. So instead of waiting for me or for Monsi or for Kami or Ivan or Rostan to ask questions, so I would suggest and encourage you to just at least give the first takeaway that you learned in class. So, anyone, what's the biggest takeaway from this experience you just watched? Omar, go ahead.
I have some friends that that advise to me when about when you have an interview, that you have to say that you know everything. But I don't believe in that. But I think that maybe I can know a little about something. And I can say if I don't know about deeply about something, about some technology, maybe I can explain a little that I know, uh, and ask maybe what do you think about that tool or that technology. It's correct that I ask to the interviewer or not, or just I need to say. Sorry, I don't understand. I don't deeply know about this. I know this little about, uh, but not more, not much.
Okay, first of all, yeah, it's okay to
Uh-huh.
say you're not sure about the answer, but asking question or answering with a question, no, that's not a good recommendation. Unless somehow that is connected to the subject and it's going to help you find the right answer, maybe. It all depends on how you're going to handle that.
Another interesting point here is like when you acknowledge you don't know, this shows humility, humble, not humility, humbleness. It shows you're humble to admit you don't know, and it also shows that you are an honest person without saying, I'm an honest person. So these two qualities, they're soft skills as well, humbleness and honesty. So keep this in mind when you are asked something you don't know. It's okay to say you don't know. Okay, thank you, Omar. Who else has a? Yes, Michael, go ahead.
Yes, but I want to know what is humbleness.
Good question. Who wants to answer? Who wants to answer what's humble or humbleness? Oh, so I used that word and no one understood. Omar, go ahead.
You mean when I need to be honest, it's a good personal property that through I can show that I have some values. Because I'm even the interviewer can see clearly that I am a blah blah. I don't know how to say in English. Okay, but even I understand that we need to prepare for that interview because I don't want to be so honest, you know.
It's okay to
Because
be
if
honest. They
no,
want you to be honest.
but if yes, but if I don't know any technology about what the interviewer is talking about, that is not so good to be so honest.
Yes, I understand, but they do appreciate honesty. So,
Okay.
yes. So, Daniel, go ahead. What do you know what humbleness means?
Hi, Daniela. Yes, it's when you acknowledge or recognize what is your current status, I may say, about something. How much do you really know, and that someone else or the one who you're talking with may know much more about it than you. It's like being aware of what you know and acknowledging.
Nancy?
Yes, I just want to respond to Omar, something that he said about don't being honest. If you don't know anything about the tech skills that the requirement of the position needs, you have to improve. That's why we have the two parts of this deal. We have the soft skills and the tech skills. If you don't have the tech skills, you have to prove with your soft skills that you can make anything happen, even in work or with your competences. Anything you can prove with your soft skills. I don't know if.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Monty.
That's a
Yes,
great tip. So, Michael, being humble or humbleness, it's showing, admitting that you don't know something, and it shows modesty. You know,
Okay.
is it clear now?
Yes. And I
Okay,
also
great.
searched with the word that Rostan sent in the Slack.
Oh, which word?
Actually, I wrote to him the word.
Oh, okay. Do not cheat, Rostan.
Yeah, but that was in English.
So, I forgot about something I was going to say. But yeah, I was surprised actually to hear Rostan answered. I don't know. I could invent something. He said that. Did you notice? Did you notice he said, I can invent something? And I was like, what? Is he doing that on purpose? Like, would you invent something during an interview? Don't.
So it's not appropriate to say that.
No, I mean, if you don't know, just saying, I don't know.
Okay.
If I can say something, that's a cultural part with American culture. They do not handle lies at all. That's a really bad sign. If you lie, that's gonna be a problem. On the other side, on the other side, if you say, "Hey, yeah, I can handle that, I can do that," blah blah blah, they are gonna believe that. And when you start working with them and you're not able to do it because you lied, they're gonna fire you like this. Hey, you told me you were able to do that, and you're taking ages, and you're taking weeks, and you're unable to do it. Why? You told me you were capable.
Yes.
So don't do that.
Yes. So, anyone else wants to share something that you noticed about the interview? Oh, yes. Okay. Go first, Roberta, and then Vanderson.
Okay. One of the first questions I heard is, have you heard about the company, right? And Rostan answered him. He made a research, a little research before. How important is for the companies this question?
Okay, I'll go ahead. If I simplify it, it's uber important. It's super important. They always want you to know about their company. And that's like a mix when it comes to culture as well. Especially with the startups, but in general, all the companies, they are super proud of what they do, what the company does. So they want you to be proud of that as well, or excited about it as well. So if you go to the interview, no, I don't know anything about your company, that's directly a no. It's like, oh, this guy doesn't care about us, so let's go with the next one.
Okay.
So take your time. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like check the internet, check what the company does, and check who's the CEO, if they have done something special. That's it.
Okay.
Get
Another
some idea.
question. In the final of the interviewing, Rostan say he is very respectful about the schedule for balancing his life and work and his own life. How can we do that? In Ecuador, I'm working on the dependency with company, and it's very difficult to do here. Could you tell me about the experience in the US companies about the balancing life?
Yeah, no, that's completely different for an American company. I'm gonna give you just one really small example or short one. Whenever we get to a meeting, and we say it's from 10:30 to 11, obviously it's going to start 10:30 o'clock. It's going to be on time, I mean. And if there was one time that we were past 5 minutes after the call, and my boss immediately called out of the meeting like, hey guys, we already took 5 minutes from your time. Let's schedule a new meeting because we were not really prepared for this. So let's move it to another time. And that's in general, no matter the company, that's going to be like that. Obviously, there are some companies that are not that good, but it's like the exception. Normally, they are very respectful of your time. And obviously, if it's, well, just another example. I had a meeting with my boss, and I said, he looked at me and you look bad. What's happening with you? And I told him like, hey, I forgot to have lunch, and I don't feel okay. He told me, okay, the meeting is canceled. Go and get something to eat, and then we'll reschedule the meeting.
Okay.
Yes. They do value a healthy work-life balance as well as your mental health check. So they value you are rested and not stressed because this affects your performance. So that's why it's important for them that you take your work schedule like in a very disciplined way, and you value it as much as you value your personal life. Yes.
Okay, I have a final question.
Sure, go ahead. Vanderson is waiting.
I'm sorry, Vanderson. The last question. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Don't worry.
Okay. I am working with Punctual Technology, developing web pages and in the database with Oracle. I am working. I have been working during the last 10 years, approximately. here I heard about the technology, a modern technology that I know a little. How can I face in with an interviewer with this, I think, disadvantage? How can suggest for me?
Okay, if I understood correctly, you are working with a technology that is considered like old school, that it's not what's new or what's hot, but you want to apply for a job that is using that new thing. Am I correct?
I think I have the concepts about the technical things, but I'm not a specialist for Node.js, React.js, and I'm using other tools that use my company, for example, Oracle.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
But it doesn't make me feel so secure to apply in any offer with modern technologies that I use a little.
Okay. So being completely honest, it's not a good idea to apply for a role where you don't have the knowledge or the competences for that. So, for example, they are asking for a senior Node.js developer. I'm sorry, but you're not a senior developer. Then my advice is go ahead and look for a junior role. That's an option. That's an opportunity, because then you can tell them, hey, I already know all of this stuff, but I want to get into that market. I want to learn that, and I think I'm capable of learning that in 3 months, 6 months, something like that. Could we recheck that or recheck my role after that time? That's a good option. That's better, because otherwise it's going to be impossible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Roberto. Go ahead, Vanderson. Now it's your time.
I don't remember I speak that. Oh, sorry, the jokes. I am many histories about my career, and 14 years is many time, but I share same experiences. Normally, actually, in my interviewers, I speak about my experience, but if without, I don't have experience, for example, in Python. I knowledge about Python, but I don't program in Python. But my answer about this is I don't know. I don't know if it's working, but I learning quickly in this technology, and um, um, I've I I many interesting about this learning new technologies. I interesting study and learning a new context about all this in my career. I have I don't know this word in English. Curious. Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, and then I read more. I read many documentations, many manuals in this community about uh, emerging technologies. For example, in this time, my focus on this learning and accomplishment. No, learning and about the Flutter, but I don't have make a one line coding Flutter, but I focus in this technologies. I reading about this mm, um, seeing the community, this Flutter, because I interested in the future learning this because I love it programming. I love it new technologies because this is my answer about this questions is the same answers uh, because this I love it studying, I love it learning, etc.
Vanderson, I'm going to stop you right there. So, one thing I do have to mention is that you do have to be concise. Practice being direct. Simple and short sentences when asking questions works best. So if you have a question, ask the question and hold your tongue. Don't give any more information.
Oh,
Yeah.
understand you.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it.
yeah, this is for everyone because this is a trait very particular for us Latin Americans.
Oh,
Yes. So
really?
ask the question and bite your tongue. Hold it. Hold it right there. And let the other
Speak me
person engage.
little speak less and this
And listen more.
answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I this is a problem with me because I like it speaking, I like it blah blah blah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's just a trait. It's very
Yeah, yeah.
particular.
I am a training about this speaking less in English because I don't have more. I don't fluent in these languages yet.
Yes.
But uh, the future, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you
So
for your tips.
of course, that's why we're here for. Um, so, does anyone has any more questions for Rostan or Ivan? Omar,
Thank
let
you,
me
Eva.
hold you right there just in case anyone else has another question. Okay. Maybe Javier,
What did
maybe
you say?
Daniel, maybe Abel.
Uh, I didn't hear
Oh,
what you said.
sure. I'll repeat it. Just hold 1 second. I just want to see whether someone else wants to ask a question before giving the space for you. Okay. Could you help me? Sure.
You want that I don't say nothing. No, I don't understand the idea. What do you mean?
I just want to see whether someone else has another
Okay,
question.
I wait. I wait.
Okay, sure. You said sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes, okay. Anyone else? Okay, go ahead, Omar.
Okay. I wanted that Ivan and Rostan advise us what is the difference or what we need to do to achieve a good level of whatever we want to be specialized. For example, in Java, in my case.
Hold it
What
right there. Hold it right there. I think the question was clear. Was it Ivan or Rostan? Was it clear? Yes. Okay. So that's
Yep.
yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So hold it right there. If they don't get the
I
question,
am beating my tongue.
exactly. Let them ask you to rephrase it. Okay, good.
Okay.
So, do you want to take it, Rosen, or should I?
I can take it. Something, I mean, from my side, something that I do when I want to improve myself in a technology or just learn something new is scheduling. Make a schedule. For example, create your own goal. In this week, I will learn, I mean, roll up, uh, Cypress, this kind of stuff. So you look for courses and go to practice and learn what is this that you are looking for, how it's working, and try to keep being continuous, right? If you start with this, try to finish that. And as soon as you finish that, make some demos, make some little projects that will help you not just to learn what are you looking for, also that those projects, those little projects could be also in your GitHub. And what do you think that is going to be used? I mean, they're going to be used as what? Part of your portfolio. So the next time that you have an interview or something like that, and maybe they're going to ask for your GitHub account, or maybe they're going to check it without tell you. They're going to see that you have some project or at least some practice in something. Okay.
Thank you,
If I
Rostan.
can, if I can add something, there's a couple options. The first one is what Rostan said: create a small project for yourself, practice. The other option is to go through competitions. There's a lot of coding competitions. You can even get prizes if you want. But that's a way to measure yourself or your knowledge of something with other people and get practice. Okay. And the other option is begin building something, because that's the only way you can show something, like having a small portfolio of your stuff, or connected to our, well, Rostan said. We normally check GitHub not to see that you have been building a lot of things, but we want to see the quality of your job, okay? How clean it is, if you're clear with the goals you have, if you're able to structure a project or a problem, if you are good at handling data structure, things like that.
Thank you, Ivan.
Juan, go ahead.
I have a short question for Ivana and Rostan. Can you talk about the challenge code testing, or give us advice or tips to try to this kind of specific interview, when there is an interview where showing what do you do in this in life?
Go,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
it's okay.
I went first.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, there are two kind of interviews with coding exercises. You have the whiteboard interview, where you have the the other person on the room asking you about systems, about the database design, about the architecture. How would you build something? Okay, so that way you can show them, hey, well, let's say one question is, I need to build a new e-commerce site, and I have 3 servers that are located in a private cloud. What would you do to solve that? And I also need to give them an option to my clients to have a mobile app. Then we would go, hey, yeah, we could use this structure. We connect it with this service. We would use this type of database. We would use APIs, or we would use GraphQL, whatever comes to your mind. But something that it's going to show them your expertise on that subject. Okay, so that's one part of it. The other part, which is like the coding exercises, when you have like a blank sheet where you can use the language you want, like, I don't know, Python, JavaScript, C++, whatever you choose. For that, the only recommendation is practice, because normally those are focused on algorithms. So you have to know the specifics of the algorithms, or how to solve some specific problem. And that comes with practice. For example, something really used, something really used, it's handling date, or handling recurrency, that kind of stuff. So yeah, try checking those out. I think we have shared before the exercises you can go through, like HackerRank, Code Wars, things like that, or the competitions I just told you about. Those are pretty good as well.
Yeah, so if you're if you join our Slack channel, you can find those tips in there. So like we said, please accept our invitation. This is a really good way to learn and improve your coding skills. So we've taken a lot of time. Omar, I do have to ask you, maybe just hold your question, ask them in Slack, since Iván and Rostan are available there. And we've talked a lot. Rostan, Iván, myself. The only person that hasn't talked a lot is Monty here, and even Cami. So now it's time for you to practice your English with Cami, and please engage. Okay? So Rostan, Iván, thank you very much for your time. This was really valuable. If you noticed anything that maybe you could just share in the Slack channel, please be my guests, and we'll see each other in another occasion. Right now, Cami is going to lead the session. There's just 30 minutes left. And Cami, I really apologize for taking too long.
No, no worries. I'm glad everyone had, like, I see that everyone is really engaged and asking a lot of questions that are going to be very helpful. So I'm glad.
Yes. Well, thank you,
okay.
Iván and Rostan. See you.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Happy coding.